What traits indicates that a director is good at his job? What makes you believe that he is able of making anything? These are all Paul Thomas Anderson's films. This is also a PTA's film. For the past 20 years, he became one of the best directors ever. And the simplest answer to how is that because he creates pretty good movies. But a more thoughtful answer could be that he understands visual aesthetic. Before his latest film, One Battle After Another, his movies were usually built around slower and medium pacing. The kind of pacing we can also see in his latest film, but the biggest difference between this project and his previous ones is that he never has done an action movie before. However, despite these facts, he still manages to make one of the best action films of the last 10 years, and also one of the best car chase scenes that I have ever seen. This scene is a masterclass in building tension, but what are the elements that keep these tense moments to just build up and build up without losing any momentum? Look at this scene from the first John Wick movie. And now look at this scene from the latest. What are the key differences? In the first film, we are stressed that John Wick might get killed, and one of the reasons that we feel that way is that this scene is not too flashy to get our attention toward the action. We are driven toward the plot. However, in the fourth movie, we watch the film for its action scenes, but the problem was that sometimes we were given too much of that. So, we no longer care about our character's actual goal and purpose of why he or she even is going through all this. And because of that, we are no longer able to feel stressed about maybe our protagonist ends up not getting what he or she wanted. The location that One Battle After Another's car chase scene was filmed at is a road called Texas Dip, close to
Anza Borrego
Desert State Park, a place without any distractions and unnecessary visual and auditory noise. One of the most defining pieces of movies is the use of camera and how each shot should be able to feel connected to the next shot. But I want to talk about the other element of cinematography, which is subjectivity and objectivity. But first, we should talk about what do these even mean. Subjectivity and objectivity, both in camera work, are basically two different ways a film can experience a moment. Either like an invisible witness, or like a nervous system plugged straight into a character's mind. So the camera is a consciousness, but whose is that? Objectivity is when the camera behaves like a neutral observer. It watches without taking sides. It does not feel what our characters feel. It just records. It is like it's saying, here, the world as what it is. You decide what to look at and what interpretations you want to have. Subjectivity, on the other hand, is when the camera starts being a participant and starts being more like the character's mind. When a camera switches to a subjective movement, we usually have more close-ups. And depending on our character's emotions, we have different kinds of movements, and sometimes even different frame rates. At 2 hour and 15-minute mark, Willa gets into the car. The next scene we see Bob, who just realized he should go chase the other car, so maybe he could find her daughter. Willa does not have any predetermined destination. Bob is also playing a guessing game about the location of Willa, both clueless. Tim Smith is our only character in here that knows why he is there and how he wants to execute his plan. So, it makes sense if we have this style of camera work in here for Bob and these for Tim Smith. Her camera is usually more shaky. We can also see more POV shots from her perspective, which gives us the feeling that we can see uncertainty in her eyes. She's not certain on where she wants to go. Who's even sitting in the car behind her? Is it following her? Is it not? Bob's perspective is shown less comparing to other two characters, but still gives the same vibe as what Willa's camera does. Tim Smith, on the other hand, looks focused. And for that reason, we can see that his camera shots look way more stable and less shaky. If you look closely, you can even see a zoom in effect, which indicates, again, focus. Out of our three characters, the only one who has some POV shots is Willa. Bob has a target to an extent. Tim Smith, also like Bob, knows who he is looking for at the moment. But Willa is the only one who is not sure of what she wants to do and just wants to escape. We can clearly see POV shots of her looking through the rearview mirror to find out if she is being followed or not. And because of these POV shots, you can easily feel how stressful it is to be in her shoes.
After Willa finally comes up with a plan that works and pulls Tim Smith into it, the camera turns shaky when it's on him, indicating that now he is the one stuck in the stressful situation. And we can clearly see that now she is the one that is in the position of power.